Man, isn't this Jeffrey Epstein scandal the scandal that just won't go away? It's like we just keep getting new evidence and more materials and things to go off of each and every day. Every time we wake up in the news, there's something new. There's something else going on with the scandal. What happened today, or what happened in the wee hours of yesterday, is that Epstein's lawyer suddenly dies. Now, if you've been following this whole saga, then you know that there's many little pieces of things that keep going on and hindering this case. We have people trying to block in the Department of Justice, trying to block people from showing these files off. Man, we've had Pat Bondi and Alice Acosta on record saying that there were files, but obviously, you know, there's nothing to see here. That's the famous saying that everybody's gone with now. And in addition to that, just the whole story with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, to the fact that Trump is even now trying to minimize the relationship that he's had with Epstein over the years, even though it's been quite some time since they were friends on a level where we would see them on boats or records of Trump being on that jet, traveling back and forth from Florida to New York, never to Epstein Island. So, man, it's just a lot here, and I'm here for it. I'm here for each and every part of the news, and we're going to break this down. We're going to get into this reaction. As you can see, Epstein's lawyer suddenly dies. Let's watch it and see what we get from it. All right.
Folks, a lawyer by the name of Roy Black, who helped secure Jeffrey Epstein's controversial 2008 plea deal with the United States Attorney Alex Acosta, has just died. He died at the age of 80 in Coral Gables, Florida. So he was 80 years old, but Epstein's lawyer dying right now. And granted, he was 80, but let's just follow the facts about what else has happened in the past 24 hours. And I'm not just getting conspiratorial here. Here are the things that happened. Epstein's lawyer has just died, number one. Number two, the House of Representatives issued a subpoena, despite MAGA Mike Johnson trying to block it. They issued a subpoena to have Ghislaine Maxwell be deposed in the House of Representatives. MAGA Mike Johnson then threw the House into recess, said, go home. We're shutting down the business of Congress right now to give Donald Trump the time and space to deal with Ghislaine Maxwell and the Jeffrey Epstein files. Donald Trump orders his Department of Justice head, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, and Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's former criminal defense lawyer, now the Deputy Attorney General. He orders them to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell. They post public messages saying they will be meeting directly, Trump's AG and Trump's deputy AG meeting directly with Ghislaine Maxwell right now. And that also follows Donald Trump firing the lead prosecutor in Ghislaine Maxwell's case and in Epstein's case, Maureen Comey, who Donald Trump blamed Maureen Comey's dad as the perpetrator of what Donald Trump's been calling the Epstein hoax. And now Epstein's lawyer just died again.
So a few questions here. So why would they need to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell if they already should have the facts of the case? Like, what new information is she going to be able to provide with them? And it's so much going on here, because if there's nothing to see in those files, then why is she locked up? There has to be a reason why she's going for appeal and things like that. It just gets crazy out here. It just gets real crazy. So I don't know.
Again, at the age of 80, could have absolutely nothing to do with all of the facts that I just said. I want to be clear about that. But Roy Black, the famed defense attorney for Rush Limbaugh, Epstein, and others, dies after his career. Just a reminder for you about the deal and about the situation. Here was a kind of a little bit of a recap of what happened over here. Let's just play this video.
The women were not consulted or allowed to weigh in on that decision, and their attorneys argue that's a violation of the Crime Victims' Right Act of 2004, pardon me. Now, Epstein's attorney, the well-known Roy Black, appeared in court, and he said the written negotiations between Epstein and the prosecution that resulted in that no charge should not be made public in this civil rights violation case.
We are here because these are important issues for the client, and I don't mean to make light of that, but these are important issues, both for crime victims, for defendants, for defense lawyers, for prosecutors. these are important things that the courts are going to have to wrestle with. Congress passed statutes that have to be followed, and the court now is going to have to determine what are the contours of that.
And what we really want is for the victims to have fair rights in court. Everybody's always catering to the defendant, and before the defendant gets a sweetheart deal, maybe we can prevent some of that if the victims were given the rights that the legislature says they deserve.
And the reason why he's saying that is if you go back to about, I think, 2004, when Jeffrey Epstein had the lightest sentence for being a sex offender that I've ever saw in the world. You should go back and take a look at that. This lawyer is referencing that because the victim should be in the know of what's going on, especially if an offender is coming home from jail or making deals with the state or the government that would affect those victims.
Now, yesterday, Donald Trump, in an Oval Office press conference with the president of the Philippines, was asked some questions about Epstein. Donald Trump responded saying, I don't really follow that too much. The real hoax you all need to focus on, he goes, is Obama. Obama's responsible, Trump says, for something that Trump refers to as Russia, Russia, Russia. He goes, Russia, Russia, Russia. There was a Russia coup, a Russia coup. Dude, what the hell are you even talking about? We know you love Vladimir Putin right now. We heard you back in First of all, why are you whining about 2016, you freaking baby? Number two, we heard you back then say, Russia, if you're listening, find the emails. We heard you say that. And all of your actions since then, I don't even need to look at the secret files and the dossiers. I don't give a crap about that. I watch what you do in public. I can see what you do in public. So here's what Donald Trump said there. Let's play it.
No, I have no concern. He's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 of the election. They tried to rig the election and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that.
Okay.
Now, I don't have a problem with Trump either way. What I do have a problem with is the deflection that's going on right now. Trying to bring in other parties to deflect everything that's going on. Like, what's the issue here and what's going on with your name in this Epstein case that's making you so defensive? Or what kind of hold do other powers have over you that are making you act differently? It's really weird the way Trump's been acting lately, and it's just so sad to see because he's doing so many other things, but right now, trying to throw these things into the limelight without bringing this to light, especially after you just released the MLK files and you want people to look over here and look over there. Come on, man, let's get it together.
Now, Donald Trump also in this bizarre Oval Office press conference with the leader of Philippines. By the way, the leader of Philippines is the son of the dictator from 1972 to 1981 who killed and disappeared thousands of people from the Philippines. And by the way, Donald Trump's like, great family you come from. Big fan of your dad, like big fan of your family. By the way, as the current president tried to distance himself from that, I'll just say that. But here Donald Trump then says, we found absolute proof, better than absolute proof, that Obama is a criminal. And this is what you need to focus on. Obama did it. Hillary Clinton did what? What are you talking about? Like, for real, are you that desperate? As we wrote on the Midas Touch account, whatever is in those Epstein files about Trump must be absolutely horrific. Here, play this clip.
But what we found is even more so. Now, we found this isn't like evidence this is like proof, irrefutable proof that Obama was seditious, that Obama was trying to lead a coup. And it was with Hillary Clinton, with all these other people. But Obama headed it up. And, I get a kick when I hear everyone talks about people I never even heard of. It was this one. No. It was Obama. He headed it up. And it says so right in the papers. Got everything. Got everything. This is the biggest scandal in the history of our country. And it really goes on to even the auto pen, because it all relates to the same thing. It all started the same sick minds. You have an auto pen, which is a tremendous, well, we don't have a president. We have an auto pen that signs everything. I'll bet you sign everything. You don't have auto pens.
But here's the thing. Regardless of whatever is in the Epstein files, right? We know from what's been released, it's absolutely horrifying. The facts that are out there already are as damaging and as devastating as you can be. As I've said, if you have a pie graph and there's 100% in the pie, if 10% of the Epstein files have been released thus far in civil and criminal and administrative and other actions like that, Donald Trump's name appears all over the existing files, and not in innocuous ways, in very dangerous and devastating ways. For example, a civil case involving a 14-year-old girl says she was brought to Mar-a-Lago by Epstein and Ghislaine. Epstein shows her off to Donald Trump and says, "What do you think about this one?" She was a Jane Doe, another 14-year-old. It may have been the same 14-year-old Jane Doe in the criminal case involving Ghislaine Maxwell, said she was brought to Mar-a-Lago and showed to Donald Trump. Maria Farmer, who was a victim sexually assaulted by Jeffrey Epstein, she says she was in Epstein's office. Donald Trump walks into the office. Donald Trump looks her up and down while she's in gym clothes. And then Donald Trump looks at her and Epstein goes, no, that's not the one for you. Go into the other room. Go into the other office room. She said she observed that. As I mentioned, Virginia Giuffre, underage girl, towel girl. She's since died by suicide. She worked at Mar-a-Lago's spa as a towel girl. Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein lived down the block. They would walk over and then they found her as the towel girl, underage, who was previously homeless before getting this job in Mar-a-Lago. That was Epstein's MO, preying on destitute and homeless.
So is Mar-a-Lago like a foothold of place where they would sex traffic? It has to be a question. I mean, you have people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson going into the grisly details of Epstein's life, and also painting the picture with the connections that Epstein had with Trump, which ultimately fell out over a business deal, it seems. Perhaps, maybe I'm not fully correct there, but that's what it seems like. But from what's being described here, it seems like Mar-a-Lago could have possibly been one of those grounds where sex trafficking would occur or go through. So I don't know, as he tries to paint the picture here, maybe we'll see more details come out of that. Interesting.
Little girls found her and then sex trafficked her. I've showed you articles from 1997, the Sunday Mirror in the United Kingdom, which talked about how Ghislaine Maxwell would present young girls and young women to Donald Trump. And they called her Madame Maxwell in 1997. I mean, you have Donald Trump all over Epstein's flight log. Epstein was on Trump's planes. We know from Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, that Donald Trump and Epstein were close friends, and Epstein and Trump was at Epstein's office frequently. We know from Epstein's potential biographer, Michael Wolff, that Epstein said that he and Trump were best of friends. Wolff says that he saw photographs of Donald Trump with a stain on his crotch with naked girls of indeterminate age on his lap. He said Epstein showed him those photos. I mean, what's out there? Oh, we know, for example, that Donald Trump and Epstein would throw parties at Mar-a-Lago where they would just bring in like 30 girls from the pageants that Trump would throw just for those two. I've showed you unearthed video of some of those pageants. I've showed you unearthed video of a guy named Uncle Luke from the band 2 Live crew who went to one of these parties, him, Eddie Murphy, and Mike Tyson. And he said Uncle Luke, by the way, who would like go to crazy parties in the 1990s in 2 Live crew. He said this was too depraved for him, and he saw underage girls. And he said it looked like the Tom Cruise movie Eyes Wide Shut, he said. So he had to just leave and get out of it. So what we know is pretty freaking damaging. Just think about what I just told you. That's what's out there. Oh, and Donald Trump's Doe 174. Think about what's not out there yet. There's 300 gigabytes. So just release the files. Yeah, Pam Bondi says, I have communicated her directly with counsel for Maxwell to determine whether she would be willing to speak. I anticipate meeting with Miss Maxwell in the coming days. Why the hell is our attorney general meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell? And why the hell is Congress shutting down business to cover this up for Donald Trump? Here we have Democratic Congress member Robert Garcia. He's the new ranking member of the Oversight Committee for the Dems. And he says, we're going to keep on talking about the Epstein files forever. We're not done talking about this until they gets released. Play this clip.
He's hoping, I guess, that he will outlast everyone through August. Do you think he can?
Absolutely not. In fact, we're going to keep talking about the Epstein files until Donald Trump releases them. What's happening right now is the American public are seeing that Donald Trump has betrayed them. He's broken their trust. He ran on the Epstein files, the key part of his campaign. The MAGA world did as well. His family talked about it constantly. Don Jr. tweeted about it dozens of times. They have been focused on the release to the public and to build goodwill among his base. He is now completely reversed on that. And if Donald Trump or Mike Johnson think Democrats are just going to roll over and allow that to happen, they are highly mistaken.
And here's Congressmember Garcia again, Democrat, saying, also with the Epstein files and the way Donald Trump has handled this and the cover-up is a lens into Donald Trump covering up everything else as well. Play it.
Democrats, yes, we need to focus on health care. Yes, we need to focus on tax breaks for the rich, which we oppose. But this is about corruption. At the end of the day, this leans into Americans understanding that Donald Trump is corrupt. He's not for you. He will lie to you. He will betray you. And he's only in it to save himself. And that's what this moment's about.
All right. Well, now we also see from CNN, they got more exclusive video footage and photos of Donald Trump partying with Epstein. Lots of new footage there. I'll do a whole video as well on how Ghislaine Maxwell fears for her life. I'll talk about some of the new video footage of Donald Trump partying with Epstein that CNN got their hands on. But you take a look at the polling data right now on Donald Trump. The latest YouGov poll has Donald Trump's unfavorables with 18 to 29-year-olds. Get this, at 70%. Only 30% of...
All right, now, so yeah, he's going off into a little bit of a different segment. But man, the fact still remains, what is going on here? What's going on with this entire scandal, this hoax that Trump is calling it? And what more are we going to observe? How much crazier is it going to get? I have a few questions. I want to know, how fractured is the MAGA movement now because of this? You know, is the base leaving Trump because of this whole thing? What's going on? It's a lot of intricacies here that we want to know the answers to. Why are they meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell? Don't they have enough information already? Like, I don't understand. Like, what more do you need now all of a sudden? And why is she still in jail? If so, you hear that she's fearing for her life at this point. With the lawyer dying, what does that cause now? You know, is that good for which side? I don't know the answer there. And why is Congress shutting down in order to avoid bringing up the topic of this whole thing? It just gets kind of crazy, man. And when you think about it, it's kind of scary for us, for the American people. And that's why you have people like me that's starting to speak up now. And I know there's people that identify with me or identify with what's going on, and we're not off it. We're not into what's going on. It's definitely something to speak about. It's a lot going on. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot more updates and a lot more things coming out. In the meantime, thank you for watching my channel. It's your boy, the Worthy One. This is the Worthy Network, and we out, man.